Hey, Reddit. I never thought I'd be the guy posting here, but I need to get this off my chest. My wife, Lisa, has been acting really weird for the past few months, and I can't shake the feeling that something is off. I don't know if I'm overthinking, but things just don't add up. For context, Lisa and I have been married for 7 years. We don't have kids, just our dog, Max. I always thought we had a solid marriage. Sure, we bicker sometimes, but nothing major. She's always been independent, a little sharp-tongued, but that's just who she is. Lately, though, she's different. It all started when she began taking ride shares everywhere. At first, I didn't think much of it. Her car had some issues, and she said she didn't want to deal with the hassle of fixing it right away. Fair enough. But then I noticed she was using the same driver a lot, like, to the point where she'd request him specifically. She even saved his number, Mark, in her phone. When I asked, she laughed and said, "Oh, he's just really reliable. It's convenient." Okay, weird, but whatever. Then she started dressing up more. I'm talking new clothes, perfume she never used before, extra effort with her makeup, even when she was just running errands. I joked about it once, something like, "Damn, who are you getting all dolled up for?" She just rolled her eyes and said, "Myself. Maybe you should try it sometime." That shut me up. But here's the thing. She's been staying out later, too. At first, she had excuses. Running late from dinner with Sarah, or last-minute work thing. But every time I'd ask for details, she'd get weirdly defensive. And if I even hinted at being suspicious, she'd explode. Like, full-on hysterical screaming, accusing me of being controlling, of trying to track her every move. Last week, she came home at nearly midnight, said she was out with friends, but she smelled like men's cologne. Not the cheap kind either, the rich, musky kind. I didn't say anything. I just looked at her and she snapped, "What? Why are you looking at me like that?" I shrugged it off. But that night, while she was asleep, I checked her phone. Locked. She never used to lock it. Now, I don't know what to think. Am I being paranoid? Or is something going on here? A few days ago, Lisa told me she was meeting up with her friend Sarah again. Now, Sarah's real. I've met her, but I had a strong feeling this was bullshit. So I casually asked, "Oh, nice. Where you two going?" Lisa barely looked up from her phone and muttered, "Just a wine bar. Nothing exciting." Okay, I played along. She got all dressed up again. Short dress, heels, perfume. More effort than she ever put in for me lately. And like clockwork, Mark's car showed up right outside our house. She didn't even text him. It's like they had some unspoken schedule. Here's where things get crazy. Instead of just sitting on my ass like a clueless husband, I decided to follow her. I waited a few minutes, then got in my car and started driving. She told me she was going to wine bar, so I figured I'd swing by and see if she was actually there. Spoiler, she wasn't. I drove past the bar she mentioned. No sign of her. No sign of Sarah either. At this point, my stomach was in knots. Something wasn't right. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I tracked her phone. Yeah, I know, not the most ethical move, but I needed answers. And guess where her phone was pinging? A hotel. I felt like someone had punched me in the gut. A hotel, not a restaurant. Not Sarah's place. A damn hotel. At this point, my hands were shaking. I parked a little distance away and watched Mark's car in the lot. No sign of them coming out. I must have sat there for an hour, my mind racing. Was she really doing this? Was my wife actually having an affair with our damn rideshare driver? I needed proof. I was about to get out of my car when suddenly Lisa and Mark walked out of the hotel together. She was laughing, holding onto his arm like a damn teenager. And then, right there in the parking lot, she kissed him. Not a quick peck, not a friendly gesture. A full-on, intimate, passionate kiss. I thought I was going to be sick. I didn't confront them right there. I don't know why. Maybe I was in shock. Maybe I wanted more proof before I blew up my entire marriage. But one thing is for sure, Lisa is lying to me. And I'm going to find out just how deep this betrayal goes. After catching Lisa and Mark at the hotel, I felt like my whole world was crashing down. But instead of storming in and confronting them like some action movie scene, I held back. I needed to be smart. If I was going to confront her, I wanted to have everything lined up, no room for her to lie or twist things around. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I hired a private investigator. Yeah, sounds extreme, right? But after years of marriage, I know my wife. She's a master manipulator. If I didn't have rock-solid proof, she'd gaslight the hell out of me, twist the story, maybe even make me the bad guy. I wasn't about to let that happen. I found a PI online, a guy named Jake. He was no nonsense, straight to point. I told him everything, and he agreed to follow Lisa for a few days to gather evidence. Meanwhile, I acted completely normal at home. Hardest thing I've ever done. Lisa, on the other hand, she was in peak bitch mode, snapping at me for the smallest things, criticizing the way I folded laundry, acting annoyed whenever I tried to have a conversation. At one point, she even had the audacity to say, "You've been so boring lately. Maybe you should go out and do something productive." Yeah, unbelievable. Fast forward a few days, and Jake sends me his findings. Guys, I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. Lisa had been seeing Mark for months. They weren't just hooking up in hotels. She had been meeting him during errands, during girls' nights, even on her lunch breaks. Sometimes it didn't even go anywhere. She would just sit in his car for hours, talking, laughing, kissing him like they were in some kind of twisted romance movie. And the worst part? She was spending our money on him. Receipts from fancy restaurants, drinks, even gifts, all charged to our joint account. This bitch wasn't just cheating. She was making me finance it. I was livid, but I still didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed the perfect moment. So I waited. And it turns out, fate was about to hand me the perfect opportunity. After getting the PI's report, I was done. Completely done. But I didn't just want to confront Lisa. I wanted to catch her in the act. No more lies, no more manipulations, no way for her to twist this around. And then the perfect opportunity fell into my lap. The setup. A few nights ago, Lisa told me she was having another girls' night. Yeah, right. But this time, instead of pretending to believe her, I played it cool. "Oh, nice. Where are you guys going?" I asked casually. She barely even looked up from her phone. "Same place as last time. Wine bar." I nodded. "Sounds fun. Want me to drop you off?" That finally got her attention. She gave me that look, like I was an idiot. No? Mark's picking me up. Bingo. She got ready like she was going on a damn date. Full glam, tight dress, heels. She left around 7 p.m. And me? I grabbed my car keys and followed her. The moment of truth. I tailed them all the way to the hotel. Same one as before. They pulled into the parking lot, and my heart was pounding out my chest. I parked far enough away that they wouldn't see me, but close enough to watch. And right on cue, they didn't even bother being discreet. Mark got out first, looking all smug, and then Lisa followed, giggling like a damn schoolgirl. She playfully slapped his chest, whispered something in his ear, and then, boom, full-on make-out session, right there in the parking lot. My blood was boiling, but I still waited. They went inside, arm in arm, disappearing into the elevator. That's when I made my move. I walked straight into the hotel, right up to the front desk. The receptionist looked up and smiled. "Hi there. How can I help you?" I smiled back. "Yeah, I need a room, preferably the one my wife just checked into with her boyfriend." Her smile dropped. She looked at me, then at the elevator, then back at me. I could tell she was debating what to do. So I leaned in and whispered, "I'll make it worth your while." I slid a crisp $100 bill across the counter. She hesitated, then nodded. "I can't tell you the room number," she murmured, "but I can tell you the floor." Good enough. I took the elevator up, my hands shaking. I had no idea what I was going to do. Burst in? Record them? Scream in her face? I just knew I needed to see it for myself. It was worse than I ever imagined. I was standing outside the elevator, my heart pounding like a war drum. The receptionist told me the floor, but I still didn't know the exact room. Didn't matter. I found it anyway. How? Because my wife, my lying, cheating, manipulative wife, was moaning loud enough to wake the dead. Yeah, the second those elevator doors opened, I heard her. It wasn't just sex noises. It was a kind of exaggerated, dramatic, porno-level performance that made my stomach turn. She was laughing in between, saying things like, "You're so much better than my husband," and "I should have left him sooner." I swear to God, my vision went red. The confrontation. I walked down the hallway, following the noises, not hard to do, considering she had the subtlety of a fire alarm. I reached the door. My hands were shaking. My whole body was pulsing with rage. I knocked. Once. No answer. Just more moaning. I knocked again. Harder. Still nothing. Fine. I kicked the door. Not a tap. Not a polite knock. A full force. Rage-filled kick. And guess what? It wasn't even locked. The door swung open, slamming against the wall, and there they were. Lisa, my wife of 7 years, was completely naked, straddling Mark in bed. His hands were all over her nails digging into his shoulders. And the moment they saw me, oh, it was priceless. Lisa screamed, not in shame, not in remorse, but in pure hysteria. Like I was the bad guy. She grabbed the sheets and wrapped them around herself, her face twisting into a mask of pure rage. "What the F*** are you doing here?" she shrieked. Yeah, she had the audacity to be angry at me. Mark, on the other hand, just froze. Dude looked like he was about to piss himself. He barely managed to stammer out a pathetic, bro, I wasn't interested." I turned back to Lisa. "So this is your wine night with Sarah?" I asked, my voice dangerously calm. She lost it. Instead of apologizing, instead of even looking guilty, she started screaming. She went full psycho mode, flailing her arms, calling me crazy, saying I was a stalker. "How dare you follow me? You're insane. You're controlling. This is why I don't want to be with you." I laughed, actually laughed in her face. "Oh, you don't have to be with me anymore, Lisa, because we're done." That shut her up for half a second. She blinked at me like she didn't expect me to actually leave her. But then, like clockwork, she switched tactics. Suddenly, the anger vanished and the fake tears started. Crocodile. F***ing. Tears. ***. "Baby, please," she sniffled. "It was just a mistake. I didn't mean for you to find out this way." Oh. So it's not that she didn't mean to cheat. It's that she didn't mean to get caught. I didn't say another word. I turned around and walked out. After the confrontation, I didn't go straight home. I needed time to cool off, to think. I drove around for a bit, my phone blowing up with messages from Lisa. At first, she was still in damage control mode. "Baby, please," I can explain. "It was just a mistake. You've been so distant lately. I didn't know if you even loved me anymore." Oh! But when I didn't respond, when she realized I wasn't buying her bullshit, she switched gears real fast. "You had no right to invade my privacy. You're ***ing psycho. No wonder I cheated. Asterisk. Good luck finding someone else, because no one else will want you." Ah, there she is. The real Lisa. The divorce bomb. I got home late that night. I didn't even want to see her, but she was waiting for me in the living room, eyes red, mascara streaked down her face. For a second, I thought maybe she'd finally feel some guilt. Nope. The moment I stepped inside, she launched into another hysterical rant. "How dare you embarrass me like that? Do you know how humiliating that was? I have never been so disrespected in my life." Oh, I lost it. I actually laughed. "Humiliated? You were the one ****ing a guy in a hotel, while I, your husband, was sitting at home, thinking you were out with friends." She rolled her eyes. "I wouldn't have had to do that if you weren't so boring." And that was it. The moment I was completely done. I pulled out my phone, opened my notes, and read out loud, "This is to inform you that I am filing for divorce. Effective immediately." Lisa's face went pale. "You're joking." "Nope. Then came stage 3 of the narcissist meltdown, the threats. You'll regret this. You think you can just leave me? I'll take everything in the divorce. I'll make your life a living hell. I smiled because she had no idea what was coming. The final nail in her coffin. See, before I even came home, I'd already spoken to a lawyer, and here's what Lisa didn't realize. I had proof of her affair. Thank you, private investigator. We live in a no-fault divorce state, but infidelity can still play a role in asset division. She had been spending our joint money on Mark, hotels, dinners, gifts, which counts as marital waste. I had already separated my finances. Oh, and the cherry on top? Lisa had no job. She quit months ago because she needed time to figure out what she wanted to do. Turns out what she wanted to do was Mark. So I just smiled and said, "Good luck affording a lawyer." Her face? Priceless. She screamed, threw a vase at the wall real mature, and then stormed off the bedroom, slamming the door so hard at Max. Our dog flinched. Poor guy. He deserved better than the psycho, too. What's next? I already started the divorce process. Lisa, in true Lisa fashion, is now trying to flip the script, telling her friends I was the one who cheated and emotionally abused her. Luckily, my close friends and family already know the truth. As for Mark, dude has gone radio silent. I'm guessing he realized he didn't sign up for Lisa's psychotic breakdowns and is trying to back out. Good. He can have her. Because I'm free. The fallout begins. After I told Lisa about the divorce, she went full-on delusional mode. First, she tried to pretend I wasn't serious. She kept acting like nothing had happened, making me coffee in the morning, which I dumped straight down the sink, sitting next to me on the couch, and even trying to cuddle me in bed. In bed. I literally had to tell her, "Lisa, I would rather sleep in a dumpster than let you touch me." That finally set her off. She started with her crocodile tears, sobbing about how she made a mistake and how we could fix this together. When I told her there was nothing to fix, she flipped the switch again. Suddenly, I was the villain. "You think you're going to find someone better than me?" she screamed. "I'm the best thing that ever happened to you." I just laughed and said, "Yeah? Tell that to Mark." That's when she threw my laptop across the room. Straight up hurled it. "It survived, don't worry. Mark the coward." Speaking of Mark, guess who's now completely ghosting Lisa? Yep, Mr. Rideshare Romeo apparently didn't sign up for a full-time nutcase. After my little surprise at the hotel, he stopped replying to her texts and blocked her on everything. I overheard Lisa on the phone with one of her friends, cry about how he used her. Excuse me? She blew up our marriage, wrecked my trust, and threw away 7 years for some guy who's already done with her. And now she's a victim? Couldn't make this up if I tried. The divorce moves forward. Here's the best part. My lawyer is a savage. Since Lisa spent our money on her little romantic outings, I'm making sure that comes back to bite her. Between marital waste and the fact that she doesn't have a job, she's completely screwed. And guess what else? Since the house is in my name, Lisa has 30 days to get out. She lost her mind when she found out. "Where am I supposed to go?" she whined. I just shrugged. "Maybe Mark will let you stay in his car." She didn't like that. Lisa's final pathetic attempt. Just when I thought she couldn't get any more desperate, she did. Last night, she tried to seduce me. No, I'm not kidding. She walked into the living room in some lingerie, which, I might add, I have never seen before, meaning she probably bought it for Mark. She sat next to me, ran her hand down my arm, and whispered, "We don't have to throw this all away. I know you still want me." I laughed, right in her face. Then I said, "Lisa, if you were the last woman on earth, I'd start dating trees." She started screaming again, called me a pathetic loser, and stormed off. What's next? The divorce is moving quickly. I should be rid of her soon. She has no job, no money, and no place to go. Not my problem. I've been reconnecting with old friends, hitting the gym, and honestly, I feel better than I have in years. Lisa bet everything on Mark, and she lost. Reddit, I swear, just when I think Lisa can't sink any lower, she finds a new basement level of insanity. The downward spiral. Since my last update, Lisa has gone through every stage of a narcissist meltdown. Denial, acting like we're still married. No, Lisa, you don't get to sit next to me on the couch and pretend nothing happened. Manipulation, fake tears, pretending to be the victim. Not working, sweetheart. Rage, throwing things, screaming, trying to punish me. Laptop survived, though. Desperation, and this is where things get crazy. Lisa knows her time is running out. She has nowhere to go, no job, and no sugar daddy. Mark ditched her faster than she ditched our marriage. The countdown to her getting kicked out of my house is getting closer, and she's panicking. So what does she do? She decides to wage psychological warfare. Lisa's new game plan, making my life hell. She sets random alarms on her phone at 3 a.m. and lets them blare until I wake up and tell her to shut them off. She suddenly forgets how to do basic things, like cooking or cleaning, so the house turns into a disaster. She invites her obnoxious friends over, loudly trash-talking me in my own house. But my personal favorite? She stole my car. The stolen car incident. One morning, I wake up and my car is gone. At first, I think maybe got towed, but no, Lisa took it. I call her. No answer. I text. No response. Then, hours later, she strolls in like nothing happened, holding a Starbucks cup and wearing sunglasses indoors. I block her path. Where's my car? She rolls her eyes and sips her drink. Relax, I just borrowed it. Without asking, she shrugs. You weren't using it. I swear, my soul left my body for a second. I tell her, that's called theft, Lisa. And do you know what the psycho says? She laughs. Oh, are you going to call the cops on your own wife? I stare at her for a solid 5 seconds and say, we're getting divorced. You're not my wife anymore. And yes, I absolutely will. Cue instant panic. No, you don't need to do that, she says, suddenly nervous. It was just a joke. A joke? I walk past her, grab my phone, and pretend to dial the police. Suddenly, she's sobbing and promising to never take my car again. I tell her, Lisa, you have 1 week left in this house. Try me again and see what happens. She storms off, slams the door, and I finally get some peace. What's next? I moved all my valuables into a safe, not taking any more chances. Lisa's eviction date is getting closer. She's frantic now. No job, no money, no Mark. Not my problem. I spoke to my lawyer. If she pulls one more stunt, I'll file a restraining order. She's losing, and she knows it. Reddit. I wish I could tell you Lisa finally accepted her fate and left like a normal, sane human being. But no, this woman is like a cockroach. She just won't go away. Lisa's last-ditch efforts to stay. The eviction date is days away, and Lisa is desperate. She knows I'm dead serious about the divorce. She has no job, and her little side piece Mark has completely ghosted her. So what does she do? She tries to make me look like the bad guy. I'm the victim campaign. Lisa starts telling everyone that I'm emotionally abusive and that I'm kicking her out with nowhere to go. Oh, please. She conveniently leaves out the part where she cheated for months. She stole my car. She spent our money on another guy. She tried to gaslight and manipulate me the entire time. Her friends, even they aren't buying it. One of her closest friends, Megan, actually called me and apologized on Lisa's behalf. She said, I had no idea she was this bad. Honestly, she's been lying to all of us. So, yeah, that backfired. The fake pregnancy attempt. Oh, yeah, she went there. 2 nights ago, Lisa comes into the living room acting all nervous. She says, I need to talk to you. I don't even look up from my phone. Not interested. She takes a deep breath, places a hand on her stomach, and says, I'm pregnant. I swear to God, I almost laughed. I stare at her. Pregnant? From who? Because it sure as hell isn't me. Her face twists in anger. What do you mean? Of course, it's yours. I raise an eyebrow. Lisa, we haven't had sex in months. Try again. Silence. She stands there, mouth opening and closing like a fish, before finally screaming and running off the bedroom. Nice try, Lisa. Game over. The ultimate meltdown. Last night was the grand finale. Lisa lost it. Full-blown psycho mode. She started throwing my clothes out closet, screaming, "If I'm leaving, I'm taking everything with me." Then she grabbed one of my framed pictures with my family and smashed it on the floor. That was it. I pulled out my phone, dialed 911, and said, "I need officers at my house immediately. My soon-to-be ex-wife is destroying my property." Lisa's face? Priceless. She collapsed to the floor, begging me not to do it, suddenly crying about how she has nowhere to go and how I'm ruining her life. No, Lisa, you ruined your own damn life. The aftermath. Cops came. Lisa played innocent, but I showed them the damages. They gave her a final warning. She has exactly 3 days to get out. My lawyer is pushing to finalize the divorce ASAP. I changed all my locks and security codes. And the best part? I slept like a baby for the first time in months. Lisa bet everything on her affair, and she lost. Her move-out deadline is now 1 day away, and this woman is pulling every trick in the book to delay the inevitable. Spoiler, it's not working. Lisa's last pathetic attempts. After her fake pregnancy stunt and full-blown meltdown, I thought she'd finally accept her fate. I was wrong. This woman is desperate. 1. The sudden change of heart. Yesterday morning, she walked into the kitchen acting like nothing happened. "Lisa, so I was thinking maybe we should try couples therapy?" I almost spit out my coffee. Me, Lisa, we're getting divorced. Lisa, but we've been together for so long. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Me, clearly, it didn't mean anything to you when you were screwing Mark in a hotel. Boom. Instant tears. She stomped off, slammed the bedroom door, and cried for hours. Not out of guilt. Out of pure frustration that her manipulation wasn't working. 2. Do you regret this speech? Later that night, she tried a different approach. "Lisa, you're going to regret this. You think you're going to find someone better than me?" Me, "Lisa, at this point, I'd rather stay single forever than be with you." Lisa screeches like a banshee. She starts listing all the ways I'll suffer without her. "You'll be lonely. You'll miss me. No woman will ever put up with you like I did." Meanwhile, I'm just standing there mentally planning my post-divorce vacation. 3. The final, desperate plea. This morning, she hit me with her final attempt, bargaining. "Lisa, okay, maybe we don't have to get back together, but can I just stay here, just for a little while, until I figure things out?" Me, "Absolutely not." "Lisa, you're really going to throw me out on the street?" Me, "Lisa, you had months to figure this out. You chose to cheat instead. Not my problem." Then she hit me with the classic line, "I have nowhere to go." And you know what? Not my issue. The final countdown. Tomorrow is eviction day. If she's not out, I have the cops on speed dial. I've already changed my bank accounts, passwords, and secured all my important stuff. The locks are getting changed the second she walks out that door. Lisa thought she could cheat, manipulate, and lie her way through life. She lost, and I'm about to be free.